Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're watching Transport Fever in the world of the Metropolis. We're just the other side of the river from Wellington to start us off today. You know, we're pretty much where we finished up last time. And here comes our new Alco shunting line, and it has some work to do, which is a promising place to start. There are some goods waiting, as you can see. And they are literally goods. This isn't goods as an interchangeable word for general freight. No, it's got goods on board which it's going to take across the river to Wellington. There, I did ever such a slight. I did almost 45 seconds of decorating here. I thought, you know what, I'm going to make this look a little bit industrial. So I built a little bit of industrial and put some trees in. It was amazing. I'm sorry you missed it. Anyway. To start out today, I'm going to answer a question. And the question is, why did the original stone line stop working? Well, good question there, Timmy, age 7. And the reason being, if we look at the... Hold on, it started working again. My fix last time around has actually worked. Well, I'm quite surprised by that. I hadn't anticipated that happening. Okay, anyway, if we remember back, I think, well, is this the stone train here? Yeah, it is. If we remember back, the original stone line was running a little loop, a semicircle, basically, from here, round the corner, over to this one, which would then allow that stone to get picked up and then transported down to Hub Central, where it would get picked up again and then transported over here to the brickyard. Right, makes sense. Now that was working absolutely fine up until yours truly introduced slag into the equation down here. The slag would get piled onto the big train that would then wend its way merrily all the way around past Krakow back to the hub, and that made it cheaper because it wasn't doubling back on itself. Here's the problem is that you are adding in extra distance going to this little station here. If you think that the destination's there, the direct route is that, right? But instead we're doing this, and then out to here, and then back again. That's adding extra mileage where it really doesn't need to be added. Meanwhile, if you come from this direction, you simply do and that, and then another jump on to there. Right, so it may be further, but it is more efficient as far as the AI is concerned, and that is my suspicion is that is the reason that it all stopped working. Anyway, it started working again now, so who ruddy knows? Meanwhile, why have I got slag waiting here? Where is it trying to go? International construction materials. Yes, there shouldn't really be any out here anyway. Dortmund branch, which I think is this. No, it's not. No, where's the heck is where are you going? Oh, okay. No, that's fine. You're going... I know, sorry. Yes, good. All right, so you're going to the secondary construction material site, which is out here. Smashing. Everything is well. Right, now, before we get on with it, let's just have a quick look. Santa Ana has been complaining for a little while now that it's not getting any deliveries. Try to ship more items. I'll ship any items I possibly can. Now, these guys are waiting for lumber to come in from the main hub on the Vancouver trains. Now then, if there is no lumber waiting here, and there does not appear to be a great deal, here we go, Vancouver, no, you've got lumber waiting, just not very much of it. Where's that lumber originally coming from? I've built so many different goods areas now. I'm struggling to... No, here we go. Look, it's coming from here. What's your problem? Production 8. What's your malfunction? I know exactly what its malfunction is. It's over there, and we're going to go and have a look and see why that's a problem presently. Stick around. Okay, so over here in your El Paso, we've got a lot of lumber waiting for the train to get up to tools processing. Now that's good. We want that to happen, except I suspect it's this little fella right here who is actually struggling to keep up with the demand of the job. I say little fella because he's only doing 35 kilometres an hour. Bless his cotton socks. I imagine this is a heavy variant, but even so, it's hardly setting a blistering pace now, is it? So I think an upgrade here is probably overdue. Let's have a look. What do we got? It's only 8 years old. So it's a CNJ, yeah, mogul, and we're going to replace that with something a little bit more upbeat. Now I want a bit quicker. Okay, this is your requirement here. I want a bit quicker with a little bit more capacity. Let's say, I know the flat cars are on there already, but I always feel better going from a clean template, as it were. Right, replacement vehicle. Oh, you've made it had a think. There you go. Right, now then. Diesels are now in play. Oh, look at that. It's the Alco. I can hear the sound of Alco demands being made as I speak. I think we're going to go with the Alco HH, as much as I am also running it in rest of world. I couldn't tell you exactly what was going through my head when I decided that was the ideal thing to do. I am a fan of shunters. I couldn't tell you why. I just like them for their practicality, I suppose. Right, now then, where's the flat car? There we go. We'll go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 120. Yeah, that'll probably do the job. That should shift the backlog. Let's turn it on. So yes, in answer to the question, why have we got the flashing light up here? It's because there are planks down here that aren't being picked up. That is the long and short answer. So we're going to take the capacity on this from 84, which it has currently, up to 120, which will help, and potentially this shunting chap will have more success in getting it between those two sites quickly. Replace now. Yes. I know that's cheating. I'm supposed to do it the hard way. Right. Okay. Now then. As you can tell, we have crossed the Rubicon of diesels, and therefore I've got another diesel upgrade to make, and it's going to be the Commuter Line. You may ask yourself, well, why would you do that to the Commuter Line? I'd say, well, because it's ideally suited. Firstly, it's look at the age of the thing. Secondly, it allows us to do something really quite exciting with all of this. Oh, I don't want to retire the steam. You're retiring the steam. The time is up. What's this? What do we think about that tree? You know what? I'm okay with the tree. The funnel largely goes through the gap in the branches. I'm all right with it. But yes, I think we can rule out now the original golden age. So we've got 5 running on here. 30 odd years old. It's high time that they were replaced. And you know what? I will do this one by the book in order to deploy the new fleet. Now then, the new fleet in question, we're going to go with, let's go with this one. Buy trains, yes, diesel multiple unit. Now then, we have the choice of the Zephyr, which is far too fast for this particular task, or the M300, right? These joyous skunks. Now, they've only got a 13 capacity, which means we're going to need, I think, 10 of them. 1, 2, yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, yes. Now, that's exactly what you want from a commuter route, where you're going to get plenty of traffic coming through in a regular order. And they're also nice and quick, which means that we should do reasonably well when it comes to the passenger usage and frequency and money and things. Right, Sioux Falls, commuter. This is going to cause mayhem, throwing 10 more trains out there. What I potentially should have done first, though, is told all of these chaps to head to the depot. You can't from here, can you? Okay, you're going to figure out a way of doing it. Good for you. Although, admittedly, I should have just looked at the line first to get all of the old school in. Right, let's get a milk from here. Right, you get sold, and then this one, sell thyself. You, sir, perchance be sold, and this one too. Get some sales in your life. There we go. Right, that's those. The last job I got to do is going to give this a good colour. This, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this red that we've got going on here, but I have an aversion to blue, but I think that looks quite smart. Yes, I know, it's kind of purplish. Right, good. There we go. We're underway. It's definitely all happening now. Everything, we're lighting them up. Trains ahoy! Choo choo! No, we're going to have to wait there for a minute, but why not soak that in the meantime? So, because it doesn't often get old, a view like that. I'll tell you what, while we're about it, look at this feels unstable to me. I'm not going to mess with it too much, but I think I might just, stick a tree in. I think the root formation will help keep that together. Actually, that's not a good tree. That's a better, more appropriately sized piece of foliage there. Can we get one? That's a bit better. Right, let's bulldoze the big number. Yeah. Ah, that's it. There you go. That's the best. There, see? Then, I mean, that way you can't see that that chap's house is likely to fall off a cliff in the near future, and that's a good thing. Right, have you managed to find yourself a gap yet, there, Sonny? I'm guessing not, given that the main station here at Sioux Falls is quite busy. Are we going to have to come back later and see what's what? All right, we'll come back in a minute. Let's go see how the new shunting service has adopted to the new regime. Where are you? You're up here. Now then, the previous train was getting 37 kilometers an hour relatively quickly. If you don't do as much as that, you might find yourself out of a job as quickly as you've just found yourself in a job. So, no pressure. But put your foot down. Come on, you're supposed to have excellent power to weight to speed to ratio and stuff. Well, that's 38, 39, 40. It's still going. Okay, so it's not quick, but that's good. It means that we can look into a supplemental upgrade later on, and nary a tear shall be shed. But in the meantime, it is at least partially getting the job done, and I quite fancy riding on board, just because I haven't for a bit, Once in a while, one must stop and smell the flowers, or inhale the diesel fumes, whichever it is that gets you in the right mood. And taking an abrupt corner. That's not that abrupt. It feels quite smooth, actually. Actually, the whole thing feels quite smooth. The recent performance patch, you don't notice it all the time, but what you do notice is on a regular basis there is a distinct uptick in frame rate performance, but it's just not everywhere. I've found it when you've got an isolated train, you'll feel that doing a silky smooth bit of frame action for you, and you kind of go, I am liking this frame action. I am riding it to the end of the line. You're not wrong. For no reason. I'm just doing it. Right, now, if this chap picks up some planks, then we start to eat into the backlog we've got here. I don't know how much steel is waiting. But there we go. No, there you go. Plank it. Getting the planks done. Now, given that there were 500 planks there, this is going to take it a while. And then you have to think, actually, what the turnaround time is on the Sioux Falls goods delivery. All right, okay, here's what we're going to do. So we currently have 479 in stock. I'm going to swing back later on, and that's, I think this is going to be a recurring motif today, is swinging back later on to see what's happening. Meanwhile, still coming out of the depot, the M300s make their appearance. They're just not very attractive, friends. Yeah, I mean, you know, steamer's got a certain amount of je ne sais quoi. In fact, I know exactly what is quoi about those trains. They're very pretty, that's what it is. But here we go, we're rolling. They see me rolling, and I'm rolling. Although I do quite like this this chimney funnel kind of an idea that it's got going on at the top. That's quite good fun. But the original intention with the commuter line was always going to be to have an awful lot of trains running in and out of there. And obviously, as we develop further, those will be changed over into being something else entirely. But that should drop the. Again, it will be a multiple unit, but I think, you know, we'll have something that is running 60, 80 capacity. And then that's really going to fire passengers left, right, centre, upside down, you name it. All the passengers getting moving. Anyway, right, that's good. Now, I've actually had a thought about the commuter line for a while. This is going to be another one of those episodes, isn't it? He realises when he's 15 minutes in, where I don't have a specific agenda. Rather, it's about a small amount of polishing here and there, just to keep things rocking up. I've not been through Detroit in a while. It's looking kind of cool. It's looking kind of big. You know what we need to do? We need to look at the scoreboard and see which cities are making it happen. What have we got waiting here? What have we got waiting here? Commuter's busy, and the main line is also pretty busy. That's grand. And then, of course, you've got a second station there that is commuter only. I love it. And then a third station here, which is commuter only. I love that too. Here's the problem that I have with this bit, is we've got this balloon turnaround at the end of the line. And as much as that's nice in that it means that trains only move in one direction, I don't really like it aesthetically. I would far sooner have it route back differently, only better. Yeah, not sure. Yes. Don't know. No, I don't have a good answer for you for that one. Also, it would be quite nice if this still worked. So this is the original distribution there for Stone, because it made this train hyper profitable. This is Detroit's goods delivery. Extraordinarily profitable when it was carrying Stone back in the opposite direction, but you can't have it all, I suppose. How much are you actually carrying? You're coming back from Grand Junction. Okay, fair enough. On the subject of which, let's go up there. Grand Junction. Yeah, okay. There's some goods. There's some logs waiting. Am I really bringing logs back from Grand Junction? So yeah, evidently I am. Okay, fine, good. Keep up the work, good or otherwise. That's nice too. Right. Okay. So for a while we've been talking about expanding out deliveries once again, and Dortmund is going to be next on the to-do list. And I think the smart money is on a shipment coming out of Hub 2 here. And actually, you know what? If we're in a make life better for everybody involved episode here, let's sort this flipping junction out, shall we? Let's clear that just a little further. Actually, it's clear of the points. We should be good. Because this is a shambles. So let's do this. Now, I realise that this is going to cause... no, this has the potential to cause the same problems that it took me, best part of an hour to fix last time. But it really shouldn't be that difficult. I'm just merging stuff down. It shouldn't be that complicated, surely. Right, we just run tracks out of all of these, and then make sure that everything can do everything. And while I'm at it, I'm going to put transit tracks in as well. Let's go, because, I mean, I don't know if I need them or not yet, but I'm putting them in. There we go. Now, I assume that the catenary spacing is gonna figure itself out so that it matches that of the platform. There we go. I've no idea what I'm using this for. You know, I've got not a Scooby as to what that is, what that actually represents. But it occurs to me that it would be sensible to make that work now, rather than try and retrofit it later on. I know, me, sensible. You heard it here first. This is clearly some new way of thinking about life. Right, okay, so we've got 2 tracks there, we've got 1 track here. Platform 1, because it's closest to the terminal building, is going over here onto the coal line. That's fine. I don't want to make it dedicated, though. We want everything to be able to get everywhere. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 tracks in total. That's a lot of tracks in total. Let's give them an 80 kilometre an hour speed burst here, and then we'll start about here. Right, so, and we're going to be thinking upstream and downstream at all times. Well, we might not be thinking it at all times, but it is going to be something that we need to accomplish. Well, that's a very nice piece of track you just laid there, but one questions the angle you've gone for. How about that? Yet again, it certainly looks the part. Oh yes, you look at it and you go, yep, that's some train track, okay. Honestly, I snark at myself sometimes. I have to, because you know, otherwise I'd just run riot. Right, okay. So if we run another 2 either side here, I don't have a plan. I don't know if that's obvious or not, but I don't have one. This is all being done out of the magnificent wilderness that is my own cerebellum. Right, okay, yes, that's nice too. If we run that a little bit longer, and we avoid putting too many points in that section, then you've potentially got a queuing area there, and that's a good thing. Now then, if we can... I don't think this is going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. Stick that in there, and then if we stick this over here, and it works... It's worked, look. Right, and then we slip everything out the wazoo, and yeah, just slip it all. We want to make sure that anybody can get to anywhere from there. All right, so all of a sudden you got 4 tracks in the approach, and that's good. Now you need to turn that 4 into 10, or rather allow those 10 to get onto these 4. Now what are we thinking here? Are we thinking 2 up? So we're thinking up, up, down, down, or up, down, up, down. I think up, up, down, down is probably the way to go. And I think a dedicated line for this would save me an awful lot of tears and heartache later on. But it does need a way to get onto the primary track. So if I lay that in now, as much as it's a cop out, then that's done. And why would you then take that angle? Because it snaps to the side of the multi-track, and therefore it's, you know, fabulous. Stop it. Just do it properly. There you go. Get in there. Okay. Now there is also the possibility of what might be useful is giving this access to one of these passing tracks. So maybe that's its special purpose. There is if we merge that onto here. I'm not entirely sure why I'd need my coal train to head out into the wide blue yonder, but you know, you give it the opportunity, and maybe it pays off. Right, okay, let's get rid of that now then. So I don't think I've got enough run up here. If we take this lot out a little further, Right, I leave it unsnapped. And I realise I've set an 80km/h speed limit on here, but to be honest, I don't expect these trains to get much beyond that while they're kind of station approach would. No, you've put a just a little, or have you? No, no one's going to notice. Right, okay, then that one, and then pull these two along as well. Okay, now, I mean, not all of these need connecting up, has to be said, but they're going to be, so get used to the idea. Right, now then, if we do a bit of that, okay, that looks like you had an idea. Yeah, I can't rule out that I did, though. There we go, and we do that. Yes. This is not following an up, up, down, down format, though, is it? I think you're going to need to, I mean, just wait, hold fire on the bulldozing. Continue this thought process and see where it gets you. Okay, no, this might work. This might just work. You're going to need crossovers. Yikes. Yeah, I know. Nobody wants crossovers. If we make them nice and short, then you don't use up this alleged queuing space that you've just constructed. Good luck on this one. If you can get a crossover in there as well, that's good. All right, that's happened. That's a thing. Okay, now then, up, up, down, down. So this would be an up. No, I think you're going to have to go up, down, up, down. You are. You're definitely going to have to do that. Right. Okay. Fine. In which case, you onto there. First time you can make that look good, I will be very grateful. Go on. Go on. And I have a hard time believing that that's worked. Doesn't look right. And yet, it kind of has, except it's not going to complete the manoeuvre. So maybe I need to go from around here. Something like that. And then you're going to need a secondary crossover. No, you put the crossover here. Okay. All right. And then you do the same deal. No, you do that. And then we cross over on here. I don't know why I'm trying to make this sound so difficult. It's that it actually, on reflection, it's not that complicated. There we go. And too much curvature. No, don't give me too much curvature. I need you to not have too much curvature. I need you to go, you know what? That's the perfect amount of curvature. Oh, when they said, how much curvature would you like? I go, oh, I don't know, about that much? And they kind of go, yes, sir, you've got it. And then what do you know? It was delivered. Come on, get in there. There you go. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think we're onto something. I think we've got ourselves a system here. Right. And I mean, some of this is going to be redundant anyway because we're running one-way services into a lot of these. But you know, that doesn't matter. What does matter is everything. Come on, get over onto there. What do you know? All right. Good. And then do it again. That's good too. There we go. Right, 8 to 4 to 2 is operational. Just gotta hope that the powers that be are going to allow me to stick a crossover that looks like that on there. It's not. I can just sense it's not going to go for that. It's going to go. Yeah, I see what you're trying to do, but we can't allow that. Yeah, all right. Are you new here? No, really, I can't use being new as any kind of an excuse at all. I burned that up a while ago. There you go. Go on. Try that one instead. There's the snap. And too much curvature. Nuts. Oh, we were so close to total victory there. I'm sure it's going to work. We've just got to find the well, okay, that's a rather uncanny piece of bulldozing there. We didn't really want that. Go on, go on. All right, what have I missed? Because I've evidently missed something. Don't bulldoze the station. Although these days it gives you a helpful, underarm Would Sir genuinely like to bulldoze the station? Which point you go, no thank you. And he goes, okay. What do you mean too much curvature? How is that? That's not even possible. You were there a minute ago. What's your problem? Let's get rid of that. Because I don't want to remove this. This is lovely. It's just the onus is now on you to make this work. You feel me? There you go. Feel that. Right, there we are. And we're back in again. So that's undone that bit of bulldozing base damage. See, I don't think that doing the same thing again is necessarily going to result in a different result. Hold on. Well, no, we've got it. It's there. Beautiful. Okay, excellent. Right, now then, signalling. Now, I don't think I'm going to put one-way signals on here, because I don't think there's going to be a benefit to me doing so. But if we stick one... no, that's a bad idea. The ideal is to put it just before the crossovers, so that the trains at least head out of the station a little. You know, they start to get themselves in motion. I haven't got room there, it doesn't look like. There we go. And no, hold on. What are you thinking here? That's not really. That's not necessarily going to help anything. Because what you'd want is you're going to need parallel signals, because trains could come in there anyway. Any way they could come in there. Well, let's try it and see how bad it is. This doesn't feel like it feels like I've lost the plot all of a sudden. I know, I can hear you saying, you had the plot at one point. Well, that's news. When did this happen? Why was I not notified? No, bad idea. Get rid of it. We'll stick with station implied, or whatever passes for holding them in the station instead. Right, and then rather we will go for up and downstream as we originally discussed. As was floated by the chairman of the board, who said, "Oh yes, I think that's a jolly good idea, jolly good idea, jolly well done." Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No, you jolly well keep up the jolly good work that you're jolly well doing, and yes, I expect to see some very, very good results. Well, I'd like to see that too, sir. Yes. Well, jolly well see that jolly well happens then, why don't you? Good. Right, that should do, yes, the trick. And then we need one more on here. Okay, to allow the queue to form up in the first place. Don't know exactly how that's going to transpire, but it's going to do something. That's faux show. Yeah, no idea. Well, should we unpause and find out? We've got one person who apparently now can't get to where they want to go. International coal delivery. Trouble? Could not connect all the stations. But you're going to the Barcelona Steel and Dispensary Platform 2? Why would you be going to Platform... I don't need you to go to Platform 2. Go to Platform 1. That's just madness. There you go. Do that instead. Yeah. Just don't worry about anybody else. They don't matter to you, friend of the animals. Right. But what we're going to want, though, is we're going to want a signal here so that it can get right up close when something is coming in the other side. And we're going to want one here for exactly the same purpose. Because obviously this lumber train and the coal train are sharing the same platform. Yes? Okay. Everybody happy with that? Good. Remain happy. And I know that those two passing tracks that I've got there aren't going anywhere yet. They're only hooked up so that they're hooked up. So that it affords us the opportunity later on. Alright, well, regardless of whether that's better or not in terms of functionality, it certainly looks better. Now that it's nicely tied off. I'm going to operate on the assumption that you're on the right track there. I reckon it is. That's less than ideal. Okay, good spot. Alright, that's slightly too long for its berth. Okay, look, this is semi-working, which means that it's 50% working, 50% not. So what I possibly should have done is run these out to around here, and then started the merge in, and then made the secondary merge in around here, maybe, possibly incorporating this circuit into the 4-track section rather than the 2. Overall, it shouldn't make a monstrous amount of difference, but even so, worth consideration. Now, it does look to me here as though we've got trains on 2 different scales. The Russian there was, oh no, he's off already. Look, was very clearly, it had a slightly different. I mean, I know we like things bijou and compact here in the UK. But no, it did feel like the Russians were taking a liberty. Right, how are you actually doing international coal delivery? I'm going to up the tempo on you. We're not going to change the loco because I like this. I like this one rather a lot, but I need you to have more wagons. So let's make that happen. Steam. I've just kind of casually thrown away the all upgrades must go through a station rule. But, you know, there comes a time where you do need to think, you know what, I'm going to be just a little bit practical. Right, what do we got? I'll tell you what, we might even replace you for one of these. If that's not what it is already. I'll tell you, I mean, all these Austrians that we've got trotting around the joint, they're tremendous. But they all start to look a little bit similar. Right, add one of those. Okay, you gave me a moment there where I went, oh, please don't. And then we're using Great Western box. No, not boxes. Open wagons. There we go. Right, good. Let's have... How many have you got on there at the moment? You've got a capacity of 100 right now. Let's make that 150. Right, on, replace it, do it now. There we are. Because, look at the amount of coal waiting. Or rather, where is the coal? There we are. Look at the amount of coal waiting. That's not going to move itself, which is why I've got a train doing it. So, you know, if I can haul out more coal, then by extension, I shall haul out more iron ore, which will lead to more steel, being you get the idea. Basically, if I can up the tempo here, I mean, we've got 600 waiting. Look, keep it going. It's not like there's a shortage in demand. And where is the train? There's the train. There we go. We might as well wait for the switch over here. Pretty sure this platform's going to be long enough anyway, because at some point we'll hand this over to either I don't know, a heavy diesel or a proper beefy time electric. And that'll get things rolling. In fact, look, with 10 cars on there, look, they're so dinky. I love them. Also, I had another thought. I say a thought I'm gonna throw at you is that wagons of this kind that only carry a small amount are actually very beneficial if you're running a mixed freight consist. Because let's go and see if I can find an example here. What are you carrying? I don't think you are. You're ore. Okay. Where's the big one? It should be visible from space. This looks promising. There we go. See, look, case in point. Now these flat cars that we've got going on here, they carry 12. Do they? Is that all? I thought they carried more than that. Never mind. They carry 12, right? So we've got 2 flat cars assigned to steel, of which is carrying none. But if you look at construction materials, right? We're carrying 4 construction materials. Now, it's allotted 2 cars to that job, 2 wagons to it. But even if it was only doing 1, like it's doing with tools here, it's only got 2 on board, which means the other 10 are wasted. So if you're packed out on the rest of the train and you've still got stuff waiting at the platform, you're losing 10 space. And therefore, this makes a lot of sense in my head, I'm telling you. But the basic the basic punchline there is that by using nothing but high capacity wagons, if you're carrying mixed freight, you end up wasting quite a lot of space. There you go. Pro tip there. I'm going to use it in my next series. I already know what I'm doing in the next series. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. We're not going to get there for a little while. Got a little bit more to do yet. But it's coming. You can feel it. Now then. Yes. The fuel train. There you go. Case in point. 4 steel of 12. Right? 29 and 36. 15 and 24. And there's obviously like an absolute stack of other stuff we could have been shipping instead. Is my supposition. Right. Next job, you here. There you go. Hubs oil. Now then, you have been helping to pack this place out with 950 fuel. Where's my fuel train? It's obviously out at work. So here it comes. Look. Now then, I've had this queued up to stick the big boy on for a little while now. Have I? I'm going to assume I have. Good luck with that. The question in my brains there was, have I already assigned the right number of wagons to this new setup? And we're hoping the answer is yes. We're going to watch this happen, and then we're going to quick catch up on everything we've changed, and then we'll get this show on the road. I'm very pleased with this, you know, despite the fact there's some lumpy going on. Very, very pleased with the layout of this goods hub. I may not build things for utter beauty, but I do try and make them somewhat practical and interesting. Interesting being the prime directive. I know that the depot side of things is still not perfectly set up, but I do think that this is an interesting and indeed fun bit of setup. Right, you're going to pull in here, and then I can't remember what capacity I've given it. I must have given it at least 500. I certainly recall putting the effort in terms of counting stuff out and then getting perplexed, and then everyone telling me in the comments that there's a button that you can press that tells you exactly how many wagons you want. But hey, I didn't do that, so, you know, there's no sense crying over spilt trains. Coming on in. There you go, there's look, there's another one coming on in there as well. That's super duper. There goes. You're supposed to be delivering stuff. What have you got on board? You got 8 bricks, a bit of fuel and some bread. You're going to build a barbecue or I don't know, some kind of brick bread oven out in someone's garden or something. What's gone on here? I think you need that bit. Oh, that feels like it's gone very bad, doesn't it? Is this part of a big boy that we've got on there now? Is it just that it hasn't turned round? That is a very long bit of oil train. And it still is. It's still growing, look. No, it's finished growing. What are we talking about? 549. Oh, yes. That's going to clean up. That's going to make some cash. I look forward to spending the money that it makes me. Oh, hold everything. Hold everything. There you go. Let's lurk in the trees and watch the stuff happening. Now, we've got 2 good haulers here. Is that 9,000 we've got coming out there? I think it is. Yes, it is. And you've got a big boy that is going to attempt to prove its dominance. Has it currently got the greater pace? Nope, the 9,000 is outpacing it. Maybe it's slowing down. Sure, that's the reason. Oh, it is slowing down. Okay, there you go, because they're both going to the same place. All right, fair play. Here comes construction materials. That's still ticking along, although I imagine it's not making me a massive amount of money. Anything else broken? Yeah, the sawmill's still complaining. Yeah, well, the sawmill can just get over it. I was hoping for a bit of, action big boy moment there, but clearly that is beyond the realms of possibility. Right, let's go and see how we're getting on with the Alco. Now, we've shifted the backlog quite nicely. Only 119 left. So, well done you, getting the job done. I now wonder whether we've got enough steel coming in. Well, okay, we've got 13 planks in stock and a potential of 10,000. Going to need to ship some more stuff, I think. Okay, right, well, that's operating. Why are you trying to take steel back again? You're not. Oh, I'm sorry, beg your pardon, confusing myself. All right, good, that's picked up. Here in Commuter Land, everyone carries 13 passengers, and no more, and no less. We're still trying to get shot of the last... In fact, this still hasn't finished. We put this in motion half an hour ago, and we're still waiting for everything to resolve. Love it. That's a sign of a goodly amount of complexity right there. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there for today. No agenda this time either, but next time I will come up with a scheme, with a notion, and we shall endeavour to follow through on it in the episode. I invite you to join in for that level of fun as this kind of Hoover car disappears. Have we got more coming? Of course we have. How many more have we got in the shed? Unknown. Well, we're going to have to see how that develops. I've been Colonel Failure. Please subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on the next episode, and chuck a like at this one if you enjoyed it. I'll catch up with you very soon. Let's just find you something to look at, because that's how we roll. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.